Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Today the weather is rubbish, so it's a great day to do some work in the workshop rather than just talk about where I've been. Up until about, in February, my wife and I changed our Triumph T120 for a 1995 R1200GS. She was a lovely old bird, done about 10,000 miles in beautiful condition. And we did about 5,500, 6,000 miles on it since we owned it. However, when we got back from a tour of Spain and Portugal, we sort of came to the conclusion that whilst we liked the rather majestic riding position of the GS, and also the way it wafts effortlessly across the tarmac, we weren't quite sure whether that bike was the one we wanted. So 2 weeks ago we chopped it in for a 2017 R1200GS Rallye, which is absolutely beautiful. It's a 2017, it's done 17,000 miles, it's been beautifully looked after. I mean, it's literally showroom condition. And today I'm going to be getting it tour ready for us. Some people might say, well, it's already tour ready because it's a GS, but for us it's not the way exactly we want it. So the plan today is to make a bracket for the back to put this backrest on for my wife. It's a Triumph backrest that we bought originally for the T100. Put it on the T120, adapted it for the R1100GS, and I'm about to make a plate that will go on the luggage rack at the back of the bike and bend it appropriately so that I can fit this on it. It's almost impossible to buy a backrest for a GS, I've discovered. In fact, most bikes do not have backrest as an optional extra, because of course bikes are made for the rider and not for the pillion. The other thing today that I want to try and get done is to change the handlebars. We have quite a narrow path from the front of our house to the workshop, and the GS handlebars as they are now is really, it's about 4 inches too wide. I can get it down, but it's a bit tricky. So I've got these Renthal fat bars. I bought some shims because the fat bars on the GS currently are at 32mm and these are 28, so I've got some shims to take up the gap. And hopefully sliding the controls on and off will be relatively easy. I won't need to change any heated grips, and so that's another plan for today. So hopefully today I'm going to sort the backrest out, change the bars. So I'll get on with the backrest first, because that's obviously going to be the trickiest, and you'll join me later to see how I'm getting on. Right, so I've cut out the plate. Initially I made a template in 3mm aluminium, and that fits the luggage rack on the back of the bike. Excuse me. And from that I have created this in 6mm aluminium plate, and the plan is to drill some holes for where this plate is going to attach to the luggage rack, and then bend this up across here so that I can then fit the backrest onto it. So that will bolt to the luggage rack on the bike now, and this will bolt to this once I've bent it up. So let's get this section annealed. I don't need to do the whole thing. In fact, to be honest with you, I think it'd be very difficult to do the whole thing, because aluminium is such a good conductor of heat. By the time you've heated up this bit will be cold. So get this heated up and annealed, and then I'm going to get a piece of 22mm pipe, and I'm going to attach it across here to bend it around the pipe, because I don't want an L, I want a gentle curve. So and this is the plan. So I'll get on with that, and then you'll join me later. Right, after a bit of cutting and a bit of bending, it now looks like this. So that's how it fits onto the the sort of the luggage rack at the back. And at the moment the seat is obviously it's loose. I've just put it there because I need my wife to come and sit on it so that we can get the height right, because it needs to be high enough to give her security and comfort without looking ridiculous like obviously it does now. But it bent pretty well. I bent it over a pipe, and I annealed this section and bent it, and it's actually, I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, the plan is to when I've got it finished, is to paint it matte black. So I think it will look better like that. But yeah, not too bad. So once I get a bit more finished, you can join me, and of course I've got the handlebars to do. So I'll see you in a minute. So backrest is finished. Have a look at this. There is the finished article. Obviously it needs painting. I'm going to paint the whole thing matte black. But there it is. It's been tested in terms of position wise by my wife, and it's in exactly the position she prefers. So there you go. And I think it looks pretty darn cool, to be honest. The other thing that arrived today is the screen, the new screen. The bike should have come with a screen that size, but it came with a bigger one that's more, well, I'm not sure if it's a touring screen, but anyway, it's bigger. And I don't like it. I prefer my head to be in clean air rather than buffeted air. I know some people prefer a massive windshield. I don't. When I like riding with a great big windshield, I take the car. So this will be going on next, and then the next job will be the handlebars. So let's see how we get on with that. Right, I've finished. So let's show you what I've done. So basically what I've been wanting to do is make the bike tour ready for my wife and I to be able to tour whenever we want. Our next trip is Sardinia, which is in September, which will be about 3 weeks. We'll be touring for about 3 weeks. So I'll just show you around the bike and tell you what I've done. So the seat back is now on and functional. The other thing I've done is put the Givi pannier mounts for our Dolomiti Trekker panniers, so that's on ready. I've put on a converter for our Garmin onto the BMW GPS mount, and that means that it will fire up and be powered by the GPS, the BMW GPS mount. But I prefer to use the Garmin. I've heard absolutely nightmare stories about the BMW one, so I'm not interested in getting one of those. The Garmin works perfectly well for what we want to do. So the handlebars are now replaced with the Renthal fat bars. There's some shims in there to make up the difference in the gap. The controls went on fine, no particular problem there. And we've got the screen on as well, which is the small screen, which I prefer, and then my head and my upper body is in clean air, which when you're touring is fine. I mean, in the UK it's less of less ideal, simply because there's so much traffic, so you're inevitably behind something which is causing turbulent air. So it doesn't really matter whether you've got a screen or not in the UK, you're going to get turbulent air. Whereas when you're away, very often you're the only vehicle in your bit of road and you're in beautiful clean air, so it's like, well, being in clean air really. So that's it. Bike's ready. I think it looks pretty darn good. I think the screen really finishes it off. It looks very purposeful, I would say, and I like that. So that's it. I don't know if any of those things are useful. If you want any more details on how I made the seat, I'd be happy to share them with you. But otherwise, please like and subscribe. I'm really hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers soon. I think I'm up to about 930 something at the moment. So if you want to subscribe, that would be absolutely fabulous. So In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.